Hey everybody, welcome back to The Loop, where we're continuing to make our way through the Bible together. This week, we're specifically looking at the Old Testament book of Numbers. In Numbers chapter 14, we reach a tipping point in the story of Israel. From the day these people have left Egypt, the people of Israel have been doubting God, complaining against God, grumbling to one another, attacking Moses, and always believing the worst. And in Numbers 14, everything hits a tipping point. They have seen the land that God has promised to give them. They have seen that the things in the land are very good. But because they're afraid of those who are living in the land, they take another turn to negative town. In the opening verses, we're told that the people were weeping aloud. They were grumbling against Moses and Aaron. They say, "We should have just died in Egypt." They have the audacity to claim that God is going to let them be killed while their wives and their children are plundered by the people in the land. It's ridiculous. It's completely irrational. When you look at their past, there is no reason to believe that God would do that kind of thing in their future. But in spite of everything they know about God, they choose to believe the worst about God. So in verse 4, they say we should choose a leader and go back to Egypt. And I would tell you that's the best thing they could have done, because at that point, they reached a tipping point. They have complained so many times against God that God is done with them. In verse 28, God says, "I will do to you everything I heard you say." In verse 29, God says, "Every one of you 20 years and older will die in this wilderness." In verse 30, he says, "Not one of you will enter into the land that I promised to give you." I hope this serves as a warning for all of us. I think we all complain to God, and some days I'm sure that we even complain about God. But I doubt any of us are thinking about whether or not we are at our tipping point. So my advice to all of us is this: be careful not to complain, because when it comes to your tipping point, you may be closer than you think.